Hello and good evening. You're welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Nabuife Media Tricks, but you can call me Trixie. And here on the Trixieverse, we just hang from time to time. So last week we hung and we talked about Ruth Kadiri and the kind of movies that she makes. Her movies are not just movies. Saying that they're like misogynistic at this point is redundant because they have been that. They have been a lot of things. They have been patriarchal, misogynistic, ill-informed. They have, but I mean, it's a Nigerian movie. It's not like she's trying to create a new system. And she has been likened to many things by me. Sometimes I've thought about her like the Nigerian Tyler Perry. Sometimes I've thought about her like she's like the Nigerian Hallmark filmmakers. But then today I thought about her like, damn man, Ruth Kadiri is literally everything. Because this particular movie, it was more like man rejects his wife because she got raped and ends up regretting it. That was it. Like, I just gave you the whole plot. But if you want to go into it side by side, line by line, there are like 5 important characters. There is this girl, Jolene. Yes, her name is Jolene, and she did make the joke you thought she made. At one point in the movie, she was like, I mean, considering that my name is Jolene, you would think that I would know how to keep my man. Ruth Kadiri wanted to like get justice for those of you that were angry with Dolly Parton for singing Jolene. So she made a Jolene character and took away Jolene's man just to equalize the playing field. So there's a character named Jolene, and of course Jolene has husband problem. Jolene has man problem. You're a woman and you're in a Tyler. Oh God. And in a Ruth Kadiri film, you will have man problems. I tell you solemnly. I don't know what world Ruth Kadiri is living inside, but there are a lot of relationship problems there. Like, oh my God, all her movies. Let's not just go into what like all her movies are. That one can just be like a topic for an essay. Basically, that's way more appropriate. But this particular film, there is also Daniel F. Young. And the thing is, his presence in this movie was very distracting. I just could not get over the fact that he's been overexposed to me recently on social media, because there's this Facebook feminist that I follow, Mavis Ishan Queen. Sorry if I did not get that name correct, but she has been, well, she has been, but time and time again she has pointed out that he is a silly person on social media. He and his wife have this thing they've been doing on social media where they overexpose their marriage, their relationship. So it kind of ruins the illusion for you, knowing that in real life he's a man that says his wife does not need help even after having his baby. That's not quote unquote what he said, but he was basically, that's what he was insinuating. He was just running around those lines. So knowing that he's that kind of person, and then seeing him in this movie where he's trying to play a lover boy to a broken woman in a broken marriage, it was very, very stressful for me. The title of the movie is Bolaji and the Man's Wife, where it's pierce harder than his stab. Very deep. Don't you think it's deep, pretty? So fucking deep. And the thing with this particular movie, of course, they are addressed way too seriously. We'll get to that. And most of the time you cannot hear what they are saying because everybody is talking the way I'm talking right now. You see, this for a podcast, this might be nice, but if I'm in a movie where I'm supposed to be crying and I'm still talking like this, you will not take me seriously. You will not like me for the duration of the 2 hours that I spent watching this film. 2 whole hours. And then there is also men that cheat. Oh, a Ruth Kadiri film and a man is not cheating. Get away, you. Who you do? Where do you think this is? And of course, they want me to think that everything is love. There is love everywhere. Like, love is the solution. Love is the best. Love is the only thing. Let me tell you something. Back when I was single, I did not like to watch Ruth Kadiri films. Or whenever I watch it, I just hate to watch it. I watch it with my friend and we just watch it to laugh. Not all of them are bad. It's not like all of them are terrible, but then most of them are redundant. Basically, that's the word. So in this film that I spent my 2 hours watching, that I had to watch twice just to be accurate for this video, this movie opens immediately and we see Onyi Alex. If you do not know Onyi Alex is a quiet veteran. She's some of these people that have been in the industry for a long time, but you can see them in a movie and be like, oh, who's that new girl? No, she's not new. She's a serious OG. But she's one of those people that acting is more like their passion and not their careers. I don't know how to explain it, but she can go a while without you seeing her in any big project. She's not really trying to do too much. I think she's comfortable where she's at. But then when you bring them on screen, you kind of see that confidence. You see that they are probably one of the oldest in the industry on set. So you just see their confidence and the way some of the other actors interact with them. So Onya Alex in this movie, yeah, she's Jolene. Yeah, how could I forget? She is the Jolene. She is Jolene in this movie, and she's having husband issues. Right in the first scene, we see her friends, and the first thing they say to her is, "You are married to a rich man. And you dress like this?" And the other one said, "I even heard her husband is cheating on her." I say, "Yes, of course. How will I blame the man? If it's me too, I will cheat. Look at the way she dresses like a house girl." And I was like, who needs enemies when you have friends like this? Like, just imagine this being the first scene. And Ruth Kadiri, she doesn't do long credits. Like, this is her entrance. This is her welcoming you. So that you will know that it is piping hot. Something was on fire and now it is done. Oh my god. And her friends are talking about her husband cheating with this actress called Yvonne. And this lady, and Jolene says to her friends to stop talking about her dress now. But when they start talking about her husband probably marrying the Yvonne actress girl, she gets up and she leaves the bar where they're at. Back at home, she's at the dining trying to get food. This is literally the second scene, and her husband comes in with an envelope for her to sign. And you're probably asking, like, what is she supposed to? What is this thing that they're asking her to sign? I was thinking it was divorce papers. Turns out, no, he's not asking her to sign divorce papers. He's asking her to sign for an open marriage. I didn't know you people had to like sign contracts for that. I thought it was basically mutual agreement, but no, he came in all dramatic, shouting and everything, say, "Sign these papers." And she's like, "No, why are you doing this to me? I've been begging you," and all of that. Sorry for trying to like reduce your IQ for no fucking reason, but the point is that she was telling him that divorce is a sin, babe, she cannot do it, and he said, "Well, it's either you sign these papers or you'll get in a divorce." And he gives her like his very, very important business card, or sorry, like more like, I don't know what kind of card that was, but probably like an Amex card, if probably in the range of that, and says she can buy anything she wants for herself. And after saying she didn't want his money, she was later forced to take the card and sign. She signed for the open marriage instead of getting a divorce. And after that, she starts to cry and starts to think, and they take us to a flashback of her getting R-worded. Like, she was in the house with her husband, and these were armed robbers, and they did this to her. So after that, the husband stopped talking to her. Turns out it has been 2 years and 5 months since they last had any form of intimacy in their relationship. So she's been basically all by herself, and even that period he was actively blaming her for what those men did to her. He was blaming her. He said it was because she was not dressed like a responsible married woman. Remember, this thing happened in their house. And he said it was her fault because she was not dressed properly, and that was why she started to dress the way that she was dressing, basically. And then the next day, they introduce us to these other parties. That is the husband, Yvonne, his girlfriend, and Yvonne's cousin. Yvonne's cousin's name is BOLAJI, but he introduces himself as BJ. Yeah, so BJ is Yvonne's cousin, and remember, Yvonne is dating Idris. Who is Idris? Idris is Jolene's husband. So they're together and they're talking, and BJ is telling Idris to take good care of his cousin for him, you know, don't play with her. If you mess with her, I'ma do you this, I'ma do you that. And they use that scene to kind of show us that Yvonne is not as domesticated as she should be, because Yvonne suggests for them to go out and eat outside. Why would she suggest that kind of a thing when she's a woman and she's... I guess that's what they were trying to show us. You know, why would she suggest going out to eat? The men were really shocked by this. She even had to be like, you people were expecting me to cook.
Hold on. Don't tell me you're expecting me to cook for the both of us. No.
And yeah, the thing about this particular girl that they use in this movie is I've seen her in some other things and she was really good in most of them. Well, I think about 2 of them that I've seen her in. One was too much for me, but then in one she was really nice, that I was even rooting for her to get the guy at the end, because that's all we'd be rooting for in these movies. But the thing is that in this movie I think she's getting tired. I know she probably gets booked a lot now because she became hot at some point, and I know her schedule is probably busier than it used to be, so you can see the fatigue creeping into her. It's more like business for her now, so she's just reading her lines at people literally, and then she does this funny thing where she hangs her head in the air while she's trying to get these lines out, and it looks goofy. I don't know. I mean, she's cute, really cute. From them having that conversation, they show us Jolene. She's in a mall, she's shopping. BJ happens to be shopping there too. So Jolene tries to pay. Her card is not working, and BJ volunteers to pay for her. And after that, she thanks him and she goes away. And then Jolene is trying to tell her mother about the things that are happening between her and her husband. Like, Mom, I cannot continue doing this. I can't carry on. He's cheating on me. And the mother is like, you girl, you know my position in the church. You know people respect me. People think about me every night before they go to bed. Well, she didn't say that, but she was basically talking the idiots nonsense some of our African elders talk when they are having the conversation of divorce. Like, you cannot get a divorce. You can't get a divorce just because you're your husband are having one small issue like that. You now want to divorce him? It's not that serious. Work on your home. She was like, he's cheating. She was like, men cheat. That's what they do. But with the prayers and the likeness of God, your marriage shall come back to you. And Jolene knew it was a lost cause, but she just had to keep quiet at this point because, you know, her mother is weird. So after speaking to her mom, and her mom still did not care about her marital situation too much to encourage her to leave or actively intervene, she's crying on the road and somebody's honking like papa, 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 papa. And turns out it was this guy BJ, and BJ's like, girl, get out of the road, do you want to kill yourself, is everything okay? And then he says she's crying, and he's like, wait, are you okay? Did I just shout at a traumatized woman? He took her in his car and let her cry, and then he took her to go buy her food. The whole 3 hours. They begin to talk, and he starts to find out about her life, and from there they begin to develop, I think, like a pseudo friendship. After that, her mom goes back to the village, but before she goes back, I don't know where she went back to actually. Goes back to her own house, but before she goes back, she wants her daughter not to talk that divorce rubbish again. Like, your own child, you will not even try to get rid of whatever the problem is. But she wants her not to talk about that divorce things again, and has the audacity to tell her to produce grandchildren. Your daughter told you her husband is cheating on her. And there are literally parents like this. They'll be like, just focus, just born. Once you born, put your mind for your children. All these ones will be over. It do be happening, like they exist. Anyways, the next day, she and BJ, they are scheduled for a lunch date, and that is when we find out that BJ actually works with her husband Idris, because BJ tells Idris that he wants to go take out a friend for lunch, and Idris is kind of like suspiciously questioning him, like, who is the person, but he doesn't like mention. He takes her to lunch, and at the lunch he's asking her like, why don't you work, do you always dress like this, you know, why did you choose the path of a housewife? She explains to him that she had to stay at home after a long incident, and probably because of the grape, so she had to stay back at home after that incident for a long time, and she lost her job. She couldn't keep her job any longer. After the lunch, this guy now took her to one place to buy her clothes, and was telling the clerk woman, you know, change her. Just imagine she does not have just imagine her wardrobe is empty, you know, just find her clothes she can wear to parties, she can wear to bars, she can wear to blam. Not long after that, there was space in Idris and BJ office. So BJ now said he has a candidate that he will bring for the interview. Idris wasn't like, okay, no problem. Well, the day of the interview came and BJ was trying to get Jolene a job. So Jolene went for the interview and Idris was like, what are you doing here? Walks her out of the interview. And BJ tries to defend her, some, just back and forth. Eventually, BJ says she's going to get the job anyway, that he's a partner, that Idris cannot make all the decisions himself, and she gets the job. This guy comes to her house and tries to talk her against taking the job, and she's like no, that she's going to take the job, and he starts to berate her and insult her, like, is she sleeping with Bolaji? Is that what she's doing? That it has not even been up to 1 month, and that he gave her that card, and see how the way she's dressing, and that he didn't get any a lot, like who bought all those things for her? And she's telling him, SBJ, at least he cares, you don't give a fuck about me. And he started to get jealous out of nowhere. He starts to get jealous. Meanwhile, a lot of boring back and forth, like, come sign these papers, you will not sign these papers, I will not do this, you will not do that. But then something interesting eventually happens when Yvonne invites her cousin BJ over for dinner, and then BJ goes to have dinner, but then he takes Jolene with him. And during the dinner, she sees her husband there, but she just tries to keep her cool, barely keeps her cool. And then during the dinner, this other girl was busy feeding him, like, oh, take this baby, take that baby. Oh, cringe shit. After that, he's asking Jolene, like, why are you with BJ? Why did you come here with him? Are you people doing anything together? Is that why he brought you here? After he tells her his own rubbish and goes out, Yvonne comes and starts telling her own. You think my brother is going to marry you? You think my brother is going to want to be with you? Girl, why are you so spineless? This man has left you already. Why don't you just get into your take score? I was just being so rude to her and so stupidly rude. Like, two of you are dragging man. That's what the women in Ruth Kadiri universe do. They drag man. They always drag man. They drag people's private parts. Like, if somebody said they don't want to be with you no more, I'm sorry, but you have to move on. And if somebody that you're with is being like an insane person, you have to move on. Oh my god. Anyways, she takes that insult, and when BJ comes out, she pours everything on him, like, you knew these people were setting me up for this insult. She puts everything on top BJ head, basically. BJ was like, no, he ain't do nothing, he ain't know nothing about this. She said, no, take me home. He takes her home, and she that night said the insult is enough and decides to call her lawyers and present Idris with divorce papers. Back at home with Idris, Yvonne was not happy with him. Yvonne is like, why have you not left her yet? And then BJ goes and comes back and gives him a heavy blow to his right cheek. Like, oh, that his right cheek suffered. He did suffer. After that, he went to ask this girl to forgive him about the fact that he was at that dinner, that he did not know that she was coming for the dinner, but she should break up with BJ and everything will go back to normal, that she should not have been dating him in the first place. After all, he told her. She slaps him again, same right cheek, and tells him to leave the house. And then from there, she and BJ, they make up because she was angry with BJ, and then he begged her and she agreed. He tries to be more than friends with her, but he's kind of telling her that he knows she's not ready for anything now, but that he's willing to wait. And she says she is really not ready for anything now and cannot make any promises. They always say that, but we know that at the end of the day, they're going to be with, she's going to end up with him. So boring. When Idris got the divorce papers, he was not happy about that. Apparently, he came into the house and he was ranting, shouting about, how will you try to divorce me? And eventually he says, is this sex you want? I'm gonna give you the sex right here. Like, that was a really interesting line that came from that dialogue, and it was very peculiar because Idris was trying to form a really angry man, but the ways they were portraying him were not really matching the kind of behavior he was exhibiting. Because in this movie, BJ punched him once and Jolene slapped him 2 times, and he did not do anything about it. Like, they're portraying him to be a very, very monstrous guy, but he's actually been, well, I guess he's probably like a textbook narcissist. Not like entirely, he's basically, that's not what he is. He's basically just dumb. They made him a stupid person, because you cannot just walk into somebody's, a house that you share with somebody, and be telling them some type of things. They just made him a foolish person. So whenever he was angry and he was fuming, I did not feel his terror. Plus, I know him. I know he probably knew in the industry, and I know Onyi Alex, and the energy, there is none of that chemistry between them that tells you that she takes him seriously. All she does in this movie is like wail and cry, which is pathetic. Like, she's wearing a full face of makeup and she's just ruining it with tears. If you cry that much, then maybe wear less makeup as a normal person, because go feel wear makeup to your house, man, just knock your door, ooh, you're already crying. Anyway, so she was always crying a lot. But you can also always see the long pauses she takes before she replies him. He's like breathing so hot, like pointing fingers and everything, and she's all like replying him small, and he's not doing anything about it. At the end of the day, she still says something like get out, and she goes into her room. He's just a stupid person, basically. So he eventually thinks about it, and he's thinking that he cannot let Jolene go, that she's very special. She kept herself for him for those 2.5 years that he was busy with somebody else, and I guess that makes her a good woman.
Jolene is special. Most women would not have remained faithful.
And there is also something about Ruth Kadiri movies where the women have to be pure. There's a form of purity culture. I cannot blame Ruth, honestly. It's a generational thing. And things like this, they sell, of course. These videos have on average 2 million views in days, literally. So I can understand, and I also understand why you would not put a lot of quality into it, because you have to make this every week. So how unique can it be? Oh my god. But I can honestly imagine that some of the people acting in these things are fatigued, like they are tired. It went from cable television to DVDs, and now it's on YouTube, just free streaming. And of course it brings them revenue, it brings her a lot of money, but I guess that money has to go back into the business, so you just keep making more and more. So like I said, it's giving theater kids. It's all about the art, all about the passion. They just want to make movies, and this is their platform. They're dominating it. I can't hate on it, but the movies themselves, I can't hate on them freely, for that matter. That is what kept on happening. Divorce her, I will not divorce her, and eventually their divorce. He went back to. Have I mentioned how he went back to? So he, the idiot, went back to beg Jolene to come back to him. He didn't go back to beg. He went back to tell her to come back. Let them continue their husband and wife activities or something like that.
Remain faithful. Let's get back to husband and wife again.
You've waited for me for 2 years, or even more than that. Let's just go back to the way we were. And she, for some stupid reason, was even trying to buy it. But then she asks him, like, what of this girl, your side chick, where will she be in the matter? He's like, my arrangement with her is none of your business. I don't know who he thinks he is. Like, that's even the thing. My friend I was watching the movie with me looked at him, and he was like, is it this person? Like, because where else did he keep himself that he's having all this audacity? All the money that she married an Odogu that we were talking about, I didn't see it. I guess there are some people like that, like, money no they show, but I'm so sorry, my brother that acted this film. Nothing against him in particular, but I think honestly that the role should have been better if they had swapped him with Daniel. But they wanted to make Daniel the love character so that he can just be in the corner smiling and blah blah blah. But the movie gets to a point where the divorce is finally completed. Idris is not really happy, but Yvonne is very happy. Jolene too is happy. BJ is happy, and BJ comes around, and he and Jolene started to build a friendship that later developed into a relationship, and she moved into his house. I think they began a proper relationship, and one day while she was in his house, Yvonne came around and started harassing her again. She even slaps herself and tries to pin it on her, but BJ was not buying it. He walks her out of his house, gives her warnings never to come back per usual. But then he also tells her to ask Idris why exactly it was that he left his wife. So I'm glad that they added that into that. Plus the acting from Daniel was great on this side.
Have you bothered to ask Idris why he left her for 2 years?
And how is that supposed to be any of my business?
Oh, it's plenty of your business.
I don't know why I was not feeling him in that other love angle. I guess he was looking too serious for the role, and it was a bit too dramatized. Like the time he brought pizza for him, he was like, all right, here you go. I can just tell that that man walked from the camera to that place. Here you go. A bit too mechanical for me. The acting is not really flowing, and honestly I think the acting could be easier considering that it's YouTube. I think it's a bit cookie cutter. It's just camera in, camera out. The angles and everything, they're not very, very creative. I would imagine that I think they should actually loosen up a little bit, because nobody is like carrying popcorn to go see these movies. But I guess they're also selling like a window to a different world. But also I think it could be a bit more, well, they're not trying to like get any accolades, but why am I doubting my own opinion so much? Fuck it. I think it could be a little more laid back, He was looking too serious. It was looking like somebody's dad pursuing a married woman, wearing senator, going to... I guess some of you ladies will like that. Especially Abuja women, they would like all those senator wearing men. Of course, they drive Lexus, so they have to wear senators. Maybe I'm just hating because I cannot relate. Yeah, maybe I am being hateful because the slow of the experiencing is outside my territory. So after Yvonne hears this, she talks to Idris. She kept on pressing him to say what happened, and when he was not about to tell her the thing, they cut away. I wonder why they did that. I would have wanted to see him use his own mouth to tell her exactly what happened. But by the time they cut back, she was like, you left your wife because she was raped. Well, she was raped, yes. Men did that to her. 2 men actually, and he left her. So she was like, why would I be with a monster like you? I'm like, girl, I understand. A very, very monstrous being. So she dumps him, packs her things and leaves. And I am like really worried for her when she was leaving, because statistically a man like this who has lost his wife because of you, he could actually start blaming you for what happened between him and his wife and go crazy on you. So fortunately for all of us that are watching the movie, he was able to leave the house complete and intact, and this man had lost everything. Then another scene, they showed BJ and Jolene, they were at the restaurants just having their nice good time, and he walks in and he sees them and they intensify their love. They ignore him and they walk out, and he's looking so confused, like, should I sit down, should I stand up? And that was basically the movie. 5 people were in this film. It was made, and if I were to rate it on a scale of good movies from 1 to like 10, I will give this one a solid 3/10, because like there is no higher I could rate it. My rating is very, very honest. Even talking about it was not very fun, and I wonder why I even bother, because I know, why do I even bother? Why do I do this to myself? Why? It's not like she's forcing me to watch it, but like, do they not see the things that I see when I watch it? Like, do they not even get to rewatch it? Like, how many times do they watch it before they say, okay, post it? And like, when they're on set doing it, do they not see what the other person is doing? Like this girl now that was raising her head every time she wanted to talk to people. Plus the accents they used to talk. Your accents can change. Like, you don't have to sound the same way when you're crying, for example, or when you're like pissed with somebody. It's like, give it more life, give it more emotion, free yourself, clean your lip gloss if na they make you no talk well. Like, just get comfortable, my dear, just flex, you get me? make it more natural. And it's just that I'm no longer in my writing eras, sorry, but like, it's not like I'm no longer in my writing days. Back when I was in my writing years, I would have given people suggestions, but now I ain't got nothing. But whatever you people have, bring it to me. I will help you look through it and tell you what will and what will not work. I believe that I have a good eye for the art. I have never tried it. All that I say is just things that I pull up my insights. So that will be it for today. Bolaji and the Man's Wife by Ruth Kadiri and Co. Hope you enjoyed hanging with me today. It was fun. Not really. I was not really feeling like the greatest today, but who knows? Another day will be feeling bigger, better, and bougier. See you next time. Bye.